My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary
Hey y'all, good morning. I hope all is well with you and yours. Welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. Oh guys, I want to just talk about some things that are going on, and especially on the South Side and Chicago and all that stuff. I just wanted to stop in and check in with you. I didn't want to make it a long video. Yesterday was a doozy. We were on for 5 hours, and I'll have a part 2 regarding finishing up on Dolton tonight. So I'll probably be on. I got to check what other people are on. I try not to step on people, but I'm thinking 8 o'clock. Hey, Scott Johnson. Hey, Douglas. So yeah, we'll do part 2 of the campaign kickoff tonight. Yeah, I think that'll be appropriate, and we're just gonna, break down, because when we talk about Dolton, like, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy to sit there and talk about Dolton, if you know it or not. And yesterday was a huge doozy with the what everybody thought was going on, and coming over here and emailing and snapping and all that stuff. It was just crazy. So let's talk about that tonight. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And this is just the beginning of campaign time. And I'm gonna be honest, but whether y'all believe it or not, when I get up and before I go to sleep, I pray for everybody involved, because and I'm not like, I hate when people make stuff churchy. So it's not me, but that's what I practice, So when you get on what's going on, like I said, I never been involved in politics. I didn't know how messy it could get. I've always heard of it, but yeah, it's draining. It's draining. And I'm just like, because I haven't told y'all, like, other than, I think the most exciting thing is Trina announcing she will run. It's more people as I'm walking around Dolton. It's more people saying they're gonna run. We know how expensive it is to run as well. We know what kind of support you need to run as well. Thank you, Douglas. It's a lot of people saying they're about to run. It's whether I saw this morning, I always report, no matter good or bad, they had a rally at the fountain. And I don't mean this in a negative way. I want y'all to know this. They had a rally at the fountain, and you guys complain it's the same people, right? If you guys heard that before, let me know. There was like, more people need to come out. More people need to come out. Do you not see why people are not coming out? It's the same people running the crusade, if you will, the rally. Or the gatherings. If you don't feel welcome, you're not welcome if you just want to change for Dolton. You're only welcome if you want to bash Tiffany. And that's where the problem comes in at, in my humble opinion. I know, like, people listen to me that even don't like me. So I'm hoping that they take some of the things into consideration. The people are not showing up because, imagine, if you show up and you just have a simple question, you're going to be attacked. You guys seen it. You've seen it live with me even speaking at the board meeting. That's why people aren't showing up. You have to at least let people be able to ask questions, have the concerns they want to have, and it'll go from there. But yeah, it's the same people showing up because everyone's not welcome in Dolton. That's why you don't see the large turnout. I actually, just to be honest, no matter how I feel, because I live here, I want change. I definitely want change. This is my wish, that people would stop with the, and I'm only kicking off with Dolton because I know y'all want to hear a little bit about it, but stop with the pointing of the fingers. Like, she only like the whole stuff, like she only lets the ice skating rink open for her events. That's old. The ice skating rink is open. Anybody can go skate. Let's just leave that be. You can go skate at any time. Or being a little unprofessional. Like, I wish stuff would change in that, because no matter what, people are watching. Hey Ted, hey Lana, Conscious, people are watching. So in my opinion, the turnout would be larger if it wasn't so much. And I understand people are angry because of how long it took them to get any kind of what do you want to say, acknowledgement, I guess. But if the same people are going off on the internet cursing people out, when you stand at the board meeting they cuss you out, whether you know it or not, that intimidates people. It might be people really wanting to come there to ask questions. Where do I register to vote? What can I do about taxes? What do you think about? Yeah, I'm sort of on the fence about Tiffany. I'm sort of on the fence about Jason. Can you please tell me what Jason has to offer? Pushing your candidate, being more like, despite it all, I don't hate Jason House or anything like that. I've seen him try to run before. I've seen him be around for a long time. I don't know him, but I know his name has been around for a long time. If you can't have a open forum, people will not come. If you can't have a welcoming environment, people will not come. You shouldn't have the same people at the microphone, but when they're claiming for peace, I mean, not for change, the same people you see yelling and cursing out, leaving the board meetings behind the scenes. It don't work that way. So I hope y'all, whoever are not on this team on YouTube or don't like me, at least you take a little bit of that advice. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't be, I'm gonna buy a ticket over here and beat your butt, and then turn around and be on the microphone like, yeah, we want dignity to be restored to Dolton. Have somebody else get on that microphone. Push yourself in the background for a second. That's my opinion. Okay. So Douglas says, seems like, why did they choose him? Well, okay. Honestly, in Dolton history, it has been, and no, you're not wrong for asking a question. It's usually the senior trustee. So the senior trustee goes up to the plate. So like, so when Mayor Shaw died, the senior trustee just went ahead and became mayor. Instantly they choose him. So it's just like a history of things. So I was shocked to see at I'm glad you brought this up. I was shocked to see, because the senior trustee is usually mayor pro temp. That's just how they follow. It doesn't have to be that way. But I did see at the event that Tammy Brown now is senior trustee. And I have to say, and we talked about this, Goddess and I, on the video, that 2-term limit, it means a lot. So Tammy, she is at her 2-term limit, you guys. So in 2 years, she will be up on the chopping block, if you will. And she would probably have to 2 years. Where would she go? Because Jason would be mayor. This is just very interesting. She could sit a term out and come back, though. Or they could change the laws. Jason could get in there and change the law that Riley Roger did, I think. They could write a new law regarding that. Yeah, because he can't run again. You're right, Conscious. But I've talked about this before. I really feel like Kiana Belcher resume. I'm not a super fan of Kiana Belcher or anything like that, but her resume trumps everybody up there. She has such a diverse resume with what was it? Political science, education, and government, and she did something about criminal justice. Her whole background screams she would be the perfect candidate. But she could stay 4 more years and then she could come up later. But I do feel like Jason, as smart as he is, would be great for administrator instead of mayor, because he's gonna listen. He does listen to everybody, and they're gonna he was pressured that day. You could see the pressure on him right now. You could look at him and see the pressure, the stress. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about him, like if he has a young family and stuff of that nature. But it's really interesting to even look at him and see how stressed he is as mayor pro tem. And I can't say that all the stress just comes from Tiffany. Y'all, we can't just blame everything. I think that, like, people always say, "Oh, Burgundy, you make money talking about Dolton." Do y'all know how much money I would make if I really just said, "Man, skip Tiffany," and started doing all kind of crazy stuff? It would be crazy. It would be crazy. But I don't. I want to show both sides. That doesn't mean I'm pro Tiffany or anti Tiffany or pro Jason or anti Jason. I just want to show both sides. And I really thought about it yesterday. He looks stressed. And I do think almost if we had to go by resumes, Kiana mayor, Jason administrator, Dolton would be okay. Just on that's my opinion. Everybody else, I think. The second thing is, I think we should stop recycling the same people. The whole campaign is ran on the fact that Tiffany's a bad person. Vote for me, I'm not Tiffany. I think we need to start asking people more about what they have to offer, because we've heard two sides. We've heard directly that the trustees say they're not here to protect the residents. We heard that on tape. They're here to legislate. So you can't really put protecting the residents or stuff like that in your campaign. So what do you want to do? And I also think things should be broken down in Dolton. Like, maybe, I know we got trustees, but trustees should have a ward and be like aldermen in a certain section of Dolton. So all of Dolton is cared for. It's not just a particular side of Dolton. You know, just saying. Good morning, Burgundy. Yes, she is very intelligent, but the way she talks and goes back and forth with Tiffany, she gangster, may go against her in a polls. Jason listened to people, but is he, it cut off. It cut off. But yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Give Life. Good morning. You know what? That's a question for Big Mike. I don't think so. Oh, here we go. Give Life says taking action on their behalf. Yeah, Give Life. Yeah, I think that whatever people tell Jason to do, he's gonna do. You know what? I hate that I say that. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Y'all know I'm always be honest. I don't like to see Jason's calmness as a sign of weakness. I don't want y'all to think that it's just the influence of everybody else. We could see that they're going to take over. That's the whole thing. I think Jason is, I don't want him coming around here snapping, going off and all that. I think he should keep, the person he is, but you can see the people that are around and how pushy it is and how, yeah, he's going to take action on their behalf. Jason needs to be over finances. He is a brilliant finance guy. I worked with him when he was CFO of the Illinois Healthcare Consortium. I love that. Thanks for that, Big Mike. Thanks for giving us that insight. So what do you think? Like a village administrator, right? I think that Jason would be over the day-to-day operations. He'd be in charge of the money. He would oversee a lot of things. He'll make more money as village administrator than mayor. I think that's a perfect place for him. And yes, people still come to him with requests and questions, but he would always be able to pass it off to the mayor, sort of. It's a vicious cycle, sadly. Yeah, it's very sad when you think about it. Like, I was just looking, and I wasn't looking like to be I was looking to say, I wanted to hear what people have to say, no matter what. Like, if you don't like me, I still got to live here and I want to hear what you have to say. So I was listening and I was like, same person, same person, same person, same person. Isn't Regina Wardrop about to come out with a documentary anyway about Thornton Township? And I'm just like, wow, like this is gonna get old. And the only change you can do is have a welcoming spirit. Like, it's really weird to look at how it's the simple things like you would have to ignore to just push forward. Like, everybody on this side had it in a bag. Everybody, and I mean this side by being like the anti-Tiffany change, Clean House 2025. They all had it in the bag, but they got too wrapped up in the internet stuff and trying to destroy people, and it just got messy. Like, if it was not for a certain person coming in, I would not see that side of Miss Mary. Actually, I would have never saw that side. Like, I would have been like praising her 1,000 times over every day just for her having those quirky sayings like unasked the seat, or you know what I mean? Like, it would have been no way we would have thought that people were this way. And stuff, that whole like getting involved in Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. And like I said, I have like over 200 pages. Like, y'all saw Shay 140 pages. It's mentally draining to have to catalog, people harassing you, having to turn in evidence of harassment, that deep. Now, you guys saw me crack up. Like, I don't care if somebody's just poking fun or something like that. But when you get to doxing, threats, physical threats, that's just too far. That's just too far. It's like unnecessary, So it's a bad cycle. It is. And now we're just bringing the same people right back up, but not even asking, well, what did you do when you were up there the first time? That's, and if you say something like that, oh, you're a hater. No, like, that's why y'all don't have the turnout. Let the people ask the questions, because you never, like, when you ask direct questions and you get an answer, it's so much, it brings so much clarity. Big Mike says, I don't see Jason as a guy who can mobilize a community to stand behind him. He is too unsure of himself. What we need is someone who has been in the community, who advocated for residents as a private citizen. I agree. And you know what? You know who could have been mayor? If everything was cool, Miss Mary. Don't y'all think she could have been mayor? If everything was cool and concise, the way it was, she would have had my vote for sure. A lot of people vote. She's standing up for the community. She's the face of like the protecting Thornton and Dolton. It would be, she's strong enough. She has a background. She's a homeowner here. She's run before. She supported candidates before. She knows her politics. It would have been no way that Mary Avant or even Valerie Stubbs, if they wanted to, they could have been mayor. Just on the public opinion. And just like what Big Mike is saying. I'm being honest. They would have had a popular vote, especially Miss Mary. Hi, Bergen, everyone. That's the way it should be. Both sides and people decide. I love that. I wouldn't put Kiana as mayor because of my quote above. I understand. She hasn't fought for the community. You're right. We haven't seen her around. I'm with JB. Let's get some new people. But you know what, JB? You would be surprised. It's a lot of people like, man, skip that. I'm gonna run. It's people like, I'm gonna figure out how to run. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna do something. I'm like, wow, business owners. I'm like, oh, this vote is gonna be crazy split. If it comes down to it, but it's all about getting on the ballot. It's going to be a lot of messiness, y'all. They're going to be contesting people. People have to petition, get signatures. People going to be ringing bells all over the place. It's ridiculous. Jason is the next man up because he will listen to them. He hasn't been assertive at all so far. Thanks, Miss Aja. You're right. Which of them actually ran a successful business lawfully? That's a good question, Douglas, because that's a lot of people. They come out and say that. I have a family member. She bought a house close to South Holland from Brittany. The closing was a little different, but she bought a house like on the end of Dolton over there, and yeah, I don't know. Then it was questioned, so it's like between all of them, this is how I feel. Like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, like, and they're still young in the business game, but I don't know. I guess it would be Jason. He seems unsure, which makes weakness to a voter. If I'm running, I need to show charisma and seriousness. I agree. I would put Jason over the finance committee. He is right now. I didn't even know that. I would hire outsider for a village administrator. Great call. I would put Kiana over hiring and firing. Oh, I think so. I think that's a great call. I think Tiffany may have had good intentions when she got in office and she saw the access to the money and lost her way. But also in her defense, Dolton had financial problems before she took office. I can agree. You know what I didn't hear out of their hype session? How they individually and as a collective will solve the deficit issues and bring back revenue bases. No one asked about facts. You notice it's a lot. This is now I've never paid attention to politics. I have no, it was like Obama. That was it. I was like, even though as a kid, I was brought in to work with the Shaws for just, I asked for a job and I got one. It's a lot of church music. Like when I'm like, do the Republicans do this or just the Democrats? I don't know. I got to pay attention more to the Republicans. All the church music, all the prayer, it's like, we do know it's some Muslim people up there. We do know it's Hindu people. It's Indian families that live here. Just a couple, not a lot, but we do know it's Jewish people that live here. Like we just go straight to, instead of talking about the facts and revenue and how we're gonna make change, we go straight to Dolton Baptist Church. It's crazy, and it's like, oh my God, it's like, the Dolton Politics Facebook page is extremely toxic. I'm reading the message and I was like, where are our leaders? We need transformative leadership that will promote inclusion and openness. I think so. Where are the strong men in the community? Very, very You know what's so funny, JB? Tiffany had more men. Like, I know it sounds weird, but she had more young men. I mean, like 20, 30, 40, 50 come out and support her when she ran. When I went to go vote for her, I think I told y'all this story. I went to go vote, and I went to go vote that day, and outside on one side was Miss Creighton. She was handing out, I think it was a park district or the school board, whatever Miss Creighton handed out. No problem, we were voting for it. But then we went inside and we saw Tiffany there with her baby, and it was closing. The polls were closing. But on the other side, it was all these men. All these men. Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote for Tiffany. And it was a gang of them. And now when I see stuff about, and it was younger people. Now I see stuff about Jason. It's nothing but I hate to say it, the elderly. You know, the older people, and I don't mean any shame. Even when you see they're all 60 plus, and it's such a different crowd. Like, you can't get one young person out. I did see Nate Fields. He's running for Thornton Township supervisor. I don't have a problem with Nate. I think that him announcing his candidacy, right? The only thing I think is going to happen, he's not going to get the backing. I saw him out there today, and if the predictions are right about who really is going to run for trustee, they're going to leave him in the dust, and I kind of feel bad about it. So I think now would be a good time for him to really get his support stamped and go around the people that will really support him. Now, he's doing good right now, but my prediction is, if the rumors of who is two people, and most of those people are going to be loyal to both those people, they're he's going to be lost in the dust, and I don't like that, if that makes sense. But I was glad to see him out there. Trina is great. Mary Avant ran for mayor, and she lost. People who know her personally back then didn't like her. Oh, okay. Even Riley Rogers is getting in the race. I had spoke with him last week. He is telling me that he is raising capital to get in the race. He will have the endorsement of Napoleon Harris and Congress. Yeah, he had it last time. And Congressman Kelly. He had both of them at his thing. Those are big endorsements. I'm trying to think of who Jason House, what kind of endorsements can he pull? Pretty much good Senate endorsements. But I have a question. I don't know much about everything when it comes to the suburbs and politics. But Big Mike, wouldn't Napoleon have to endorse Jason? I have found that the popular people that don't run are making it on the back end. It happens here all the time. Yeah. Y'all would be shocked. Hey, Gardis, good morning. Okay, stay in the bushes. Yeah, it's shot. Hey, Real Magnolia, we love you. JB said the facts and nothing else. Thank you. That makes sense. Does Tiffany and the trustees even live in Dolton, or do they live in the surrounding area of the township? I remember Tammy said she lived there. It's all kind of, I'm gonna be honest, it's all kind of rumors that none of them live here. Dolton is the kind of place all you need to do is have a piece of mail, child, to run for office. Don't nobody, because it's so weird, because back in the day when you had like if you saw Zuccarelli knew his neighbors, or if you saw Shaw knew his neighbors, and the neighbors were out to support them. Even, I'm not gonna lie, so Tiffany, she had some of her neighbors, they came out a couple of times. It's like now you don't have anybody come out and like, yeah, I live next door to the trustee. You don't hear that no more. I remember all the time, I live next door to Trustee Jefferson. I live next to Lewis. I live to Lowe. I live next door to Lowe. Y'all know where Lowe live, Trustee Lowe? Yeah, right over there. Right over there. You don't hear that anymore over here. Hey, Choose. Good morning. Good morning. What I don't understand is prayer and God is always quoted, but their actions are not what God's word. Word is strange. Oh, I said somebody said I thought JB big Brisbane. Allegedly, it don't matter where they live anymore. Yeah, I know one person doesn't live far from me. I can say that, like about 4 blocks away. So that's the only person I know that actually lives in Dolton. Um, I haven't confirmed anybody else. Like the stuff they were accusing me of, like their parents might have had a house here, or their boyfriend might live here, or their auntie might live here, but I don't know. If Jason was smart, I would get the backing of Calvin Jordan. Ooh, Rich Township super. Oh yeah, Dave Gonzalez. To back me. That would be huge because he can establish partnerships. Yeah, we don't have any partnership. Like we were talking about that last night, Big Mike. We were saying if Jason really went around, and I hate that I be given, because to me, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people are lazy. Boots on the ground to them just mean watching YouTube videos and staying in the politics page, but not really greeting the community, not really coming out. Like you'll get up in Dolton. I don't know if you know this, Big Mike. You'll go to Dunkin' Donuts, and it's always the group of the older guys and some cops and some retirees. They sit up there and they have their coffee and they fellowship. It's no reason that we should not be able. Shaw used to do it too. Go sit up at Village Cafe, sit up at Olivia's, sit up at what was his place that it was someplace in Calumet City. Sit up and have fellowship. You could walk up to him anytime, ask questions. Even while he was eating, he would answer the questions. Or you could say, "Hey, Mayor." People would walk up. It's nothing like that. You don't even see Tiffany because of the security and stuff. Like we could every morning, you could walk into it used to be old Family Kitchen or something, but let's just say Village Cafe. But every morning you could walk up there and see Shaw have his breakfast, and you know that if something was wrong, you would see him, Curtis Denton, Lockhart. You will see all of them together, different at the table, and you could walk up and ask your questions. We don't have nothing like that in here. It's kind of strange. Now, I don't know what Riley used to do because I was in and out at that time, so I didn't get to see Riley. And if he had that meeting up at Dunkin' or something like that, at least 3 times a week, you saw them out there, and we don't have that. And we were saying that if Jason House, if he actually got the 16 other municipalities, if he went and networked with their mayors, he would actually win. For sure. Like the network, like you're saying, get the partnerships going. You know what I mean? That used to be the case. Chu said, "I want my representative to live in Dolton." Yep, me too. Me too. It used to be a ordinance back in the day. I do my Dolton history, where you had to run for office, you had to be. But remember, Dolton had more businesses then. They had what was it, Big Mike? They had like the steel mill, the aluminum factory, the glass factory. They had more blue collar jobs, more jobs, period. But back in the day, you would have to work, and your children had to go in the school district and live in Dolton to run for office. And that's probably what made Dolton a better place. Just look at the fire department. I'm not even trying to be funny, but how many of them do you think live in Dolton? Hell, how many people from the police department do you think live in Dolton? I'm not trying to be funny. It would make it better morale if people had to actually live where they worked, because they would want to see the change. They wouldn't want to be bothered with this mess. We knew with the chief when growing up. We were little kids, and we went to school with the chief of police in Dolton. his daughter, and we knew where the chief of police lived. We knew if we ran that red light, he'd be looking out his front window. You know, it started change through the years. It changed through the years. Partnerships are common. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up. Big Mike says, Douglas says, Big Mike, address the taxation issues to come. Which business would want to undertake such a high tax basis? And considering the demographics as well, this is very much. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you, hit the like button if you're here. I appreciate you. We should be paying attention with the school board, specifically Thornton Township High School District 205. I'm not liking the leadership at 205. We need leadership that can establish. Oh, I heard that their test scores dropped tremendously, Big Mike. Koch says, even as a historian, I had to live here. Yeah. Jason House definitely appears to be their puppet. He has a few months to change that perspective. I think so too. I think we also should have a debate, Miss Aja. I think we should have a debate so we really like. I'm nervous to speak in public. I get it. I don't like crowds either. It's nothing wrong. Social anxiety, yes, I understand. Jason might need to have a debate with Tiffany and any other candidate running. We should be able to hit. So like if Trina says she's running, so Jason, Tiffany, Trina, for sure. I'm tired of seeing our young children come out of high school getting low-wage jobs in retail. Yeah. Mr. Creighton did say that great video by Choose Compassion. She covered Mr. Creighton. May he rest in peace. District 205 needs to establish partnership pipeline programs with schools like Northwestern, U of I, and University of Chicago. We need to establish high-paid companies who recruit high school for trade. I agree. You're supposed to be Rose. Yeah, I agree with the schools. That would be a reason why parents would and would not move in the area. High taxes with a terrible school district is crazy. Like, why would you do that? Why would you even do that? All right, you guys. So I appreciate y'all talking to me about Dolton because this is deep. Like, it could get worse before it get better. Praying for better. This is crazy, y'all. All right. I want to talk about something that happened on the South Side. So, yeah. Oh, you heard about it, Guard? Oh, yes, Guard is the school districts in the incoming election. Guard is the Big Mike. The taxes. I never knew till I saw Chu's video. Shout out to Choose Compassion when she did the video about the taxes of the schools being on our bill. That was interesting. I was like, oh, I looked at the tax bill. I was like, wow, okay. So let's go here. Sad day today. We had a shooting on the South Side. And it was a off-duty Cook County sheriff. I didn't know about it, but I got woke up by my friend. They had to leave because they wanted to show support for the sheriff. So they were telling me what happened. I want to share this story. So it says off-duty. Sorry, guys. Cook County deputy killed in Woodline shootout and crash. I just wanted to share this with you and prayers to his family. Oh, wait, commercial first.
Dead right now, killed in a shooting overnight. The sheriff's office confirms his death within the past hour. It happened at the Clark gas station near Marquette and 67th around 1:30 this morning. Police say the victim got into an argument with another man. They exchanged gunfire. After the victim was shot, he tried to drive away, but then crashed into a pole near Indiana and 67th. Still working on getting more information on this. We'll pass it along to you throughout the morning and, of course, on the news at 11.
So that was super sad. I want to read to you guys what happened a little bit. Okay, so it says today they held a oh sorry. So they held a procession. I'm gonna share that with you. They held a procession today. This were so it says an off-duty Cook County Sheriff deputy was killed after a shootout and crash. I did see his name being. Oh, they did. Okay, I didn't want to release his name without other people knowing. So his name. Okay, he's now being identified to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office as Raphael Wardlaw. Officers held a procession for the deputy, carrying him from the hospital to the medical examiner's office just after 9 a.m. today. Chicago police said that the deputy was at the gas station around 1:26 a.m. this morning in Woodline when a gunman approached him and tried to rob him. The two exchanged gunfire at the Clark gas station in the 500 block of East 67th Street, and then the suspect ran away. Several shell casings were scattered on the ground. The deputy was shot in the chest. Police said he got back in his car after the shootout to get help. Our prayers are with his family. I just want to share the procession. The sheriffs really come out for their own. They started gathering like at 3 this morning today. It was something like 3 or 4, I think.
He has, Val and Terrell, the 31-year-old man who died here at the University of Chicago Medical Center was an off-duty Cook County Sheriff's deputy. He has just now been identified as Raphael Wardlaw. Officers held a procession here for the deputy killed in the early morning shooting, carrying him from the hospital to the medical examiner's office just after 9 o'clock. An American flag draped over his body, visible from Chopper 7. Now, Chicago police say the deputy was at a gas station around 1:30 this morning in Woodlawn when a gunman approached and tried to rob him. The two exchanged gunfire at the Clark gas station on 67th and Eberhart, and the suspect ran away. Several shell casings seen scattered there on the ground. The deputy was shot in the chest. Police say he got back into his car after the shootout to get help, but his car crashed into a pole a few blocks away near Marquette and Indiana. The vehicle hitting parked cars there along the street. You can see the airbag deployed and bullet holes in the window. The victim was then taken here to the University of Chicago, where he later died. The Cook County Sheriff's Office is saying in a statement this morning, quote, "Staff are with the deputy's family, as well as with the Sheriff's Office team, to provide support and resources as they navigate this senseless tragedy." Now, police are still looking for the gunman this morning. They say no one is in custody. We are working to gather more details about the shooting from police as they continue to investigate.
Okay. Prayers to his family. I thought that was Woodline. That's not 67th at Everhart. That's Greater Grand Crossing. I thought that was Woodline. Yeah, that was at 1 o'clock this morning. From the title of the video. Okay. Okay, you guys, prayers to his family. This is crazy. Oh, this is just absolutely crazy. Like, you never know. And they never catch the person ever, that it's something like that. And he tried to protect himself as a sheriff, had his gun, and yeah, prayers to his family. And the sheriff's office really gathered, immediately to his family side. So prayers to them. Another thing I want to talk about is Sonya Massey. I don't know if you guys heard about the story, but Sonya Massey, she called the police. She lives in Springfield. She called the police. They came out to her house. She invited them in at some point. I'm going through the story. A lot of people are covering it. She was shot in the face by the police that came to her house in her own home. So I'll let you guys look up the story. The story it kind of gives me chills. It's too emotional. I just can't imagine, especially when I hear her son Malachi speak. It's very, very, it's very too much. So the family has been Crump on their side, and he's a attorney, civil rights attorney. They also have Al Sharpton. They have everybody on their side, but they're coming to Chicago. That now she was in Springfield, so Springfield is about what? How many? How many? Choose Big Mike. How many hours you think Springfield is from Chicago? 3 hours? 3 hours, I would say 2.5. Driving down to Springfield, I would say maybe 2.5 hours. I haven't had to go to Springfield too many times. But yeah, Springfield, 3 hours south of Chicago. Thanks, Big Mike. I thought it was about that. But Springfield, Illinois, they're coming up here so that to a bigger city, I guess. I was wondering, where's JB? The first thing I thought was, okay, where's JB Pritzker office? If they could get to him and protest, like, sometimes I think I'm not trying to turn this into a Dolton thing. This is a protest thing first. Sometimes I think that you can make a louder noise going, like in Dolton. No one has protested in front of Kim Fox's office. No one has protested in front of JB Pritzker's office. No one has protested in front of Kwame Raoult's office. It's just we go to, downtown Dolton or the board meeting. Sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone. And the Massey family is coming to Chicago because of the shooting that happened earlier this month and took her life. And the officer is in custody. They're going over his record. See, he was doing some weird stuff before this that he probably shouldn't have been out there again. We see that all the time. Thank you, everybody, for telling me how far it was. And they're coming to Chicago. So they're going to meet up at a church. I think this church is West Loop. I'm not sure, but let's listen together. Yeah, when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," she saw something that we didn't see, right? Something for sure. I haven't heard a lot about her personally. I would like to know more. And prayers to her family.
Hold a rally here in Chicago in her family of Sonya Massey will hold a rally here in Chicago in her honor as they seek justice in her death.
The Reverend Al Sharpton, along with civil rights attorney Ben Crump and other activists, are expected to attend. Mugo Udigwe is live in the newsroom with what the family and civil rights leaders plan to talk about today. Good morning, Mugo.
Yeah, good morning to you both. So they plan to address a recent grievance filed by the union representing Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies. The union is asking that the deputy who killed Sonya Massey be reinstated and reimbursed for any lost wages. Meantime, we've continued to learn more about that former deputy, Sean Grayson. He was working for his 6th department since 2020 when he shot and killed Massey earlier this month. But issues in his career started when he was discharged from the Army for misconduct. And then 2 years before shooting and killing Massey, during his time with the Logan County Sheriff's Department, Grayson was reprimanded for putting false information in his police report reports. And records show he refused an order from a superior to terminate a high-speed chase over a traffic infraction. His speed at the time reached 110 miles per hour. Now, just yesterday, a listening session was held in Springfield. There, the sheriff admitted his department failed Massey. And in a separate interview, the Springfield mayor addressed the grievance filed by the deputies union.
She called for help and we failed her.
Right.
That's all she did. That's all she did was call for help.
Now, today's events in honor of Sonya Massey begin at 4:15 at New Mount Pilgrim Church in Garfield Park. We're live in the newsroom this morning. Mugo Odigwe, CBS News, Chicago.
Mugo, thank you.
So let me tell you. So they're coming to Chicago. It says the family will gather at the New Mount Pilgrim Church. Hold on. Let me just go to this so y'all can see it as well. I want y'all being out there like, Burgundy told us to go up here. Okay. The family will gather at the New Mount Pilgrim Church on Washington Boulevard. They plan to address a recent grievance filed by the union representing Sangamon County Sheriff deputies. The union is asking that the deputy who killed Sonya Massey be reinstated and reimbursed for any lost wages. What? This is interesting though. Why is only CBS reporting on this? Okay, let's go to it, guys. This is different. The family of Sonya Massey will hold a rally in Chicago Tuesday in her honor as they seek justice in her death. The Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights attorney Ben Crump, and other activists are expected to hold a media conference at 4:15 p.m. before the rally. The family will gather at the New Mount Pilgrim Church on Washington Boulevard. They plan to address a recent grievance filed by the union representing Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy. The union is asking that the deputy who killed Sonya Massey be reinstated and reimbursed for any lost wages. Massey's family continued to seek answers following the release of body cam footage 1 week ago. Deputy Sean Grayson has been one of 2 Sangamon County Sheriff deputies to respond to Massey's house when she called 911 to report a prowler. The footage showed Grayson shot Massey in the head as she crouched down in her kitchen after he ordered her to drop a pot of water that had been on the stove. Grayson was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. He has pleaded not guilty. Sean Grayson's employment history in question. Questions have been swirling about why Grayson was hired by law enforcement agencies multiple times. One of the incidents in which Grayson is accused of having trouble obeying orders happened during his 5th police job with the Logan County Sheriff's Office, where he worked from May 2022 to April 2023. Even before Grayson was hired by Logan County, there were warnings from another past employer, the Auburn Police Department, where Grayson worked in 2022. CBS News obtained notes from the Auburn police chief to a representative in Logan County about Grayson's prospective employment there. These notes state Grayson struggles with report writing. Grayson was very aggressive with getting drugs. The chief expressed concern that Grayson was too aggressive and that Grayson posted his drug arrests on Facebook. And the chief called him a bragger, and he was not great with evidence left items laying around the office. Wow. So there you have it, y'all. 4:15 today. Yeah, the police unions are something, right? The only thing I hope they are prepared for is their meeting being hijacked by groups who want to promote an agenda unrelated to this young lady's tragedy. Those orgs are notorious from doing that. Yeah. Hey, Regina. Good morning. And it should be impossible to work as an officer if you're fired from another department. I agree. You should be able to find a whole nother career. This is crazy. Okay, finally, on a so prayers to the Massey family. We are so sorry. Like that. That's just I don't know. So we'll be covering that. We'll be seeing what happens later today at 4:15, and I hope they get the justice they're looking for. Finally, last story of the morning. Y'all, they did a smash and grab at Balenciaga, y'all, downtown. Regina, go ahead, shoot. Tell us. You sound like me when you said that. Let's talk about what happened at Balenciaga today. It's so weird. Y'all, it's so funny because all right, so being in fashion, Balenciaga was not like the most popular one for like certain communities, and now it has became because of Cardi B and Glorilla and all them saying they have on their Balenciaga this and Balenciaga that. It's changed. So now, it used to be Gucci, Prada. Nobody want that no more. They want Balenciaga. So this is what happened at the Gold Coast today, this morning. In Chicago. A lot was going on this morning.
CPD says a group of people crashed a Jeep into a store near Oak and Rush Street. Now, this is at the Balenciaga store next to Cartier. They got inside and they took merchandise before getting off in a white car and a black SUV. Right now, no one is hurt.
Val and Terrell, the man is in critical.
So they got the whole, but let me show you a picture of the store, y'all. I was like, they got everything. So during the civil unrest, this reminds me that I was downtown, and this is the same year I was telling y'all that the lights went out for like 2 days in Dolton again. So we end up getting a hotel. So we end up staying at it was a nice, like a no name. It was nice though. What was it called? It's like the Pelican or something like that. It was like I never heard of this place, but it was pretty nice. We went to like the Pelican. It was like a hotel that they got us because the lights kept going out. So we're at this hotel, and I decided to walk and do some window shopping on the Magnificent Mile. And at this time, I think that's when they finally put in the big Starbucks. I can't remember because the lights always go off here, and then we use it sometimes if we can as a staycation just to explore. So because the wind can't blow too hard in Dolton without your lights getting cut off on some areas. Some of these houses are really, really old. Our house is really, really old. So we're sitting over there, and I said, I'm gonna go walk. So I get to walking, and I go to Nordstrom's. And when you walk into Nordstrom's, it's a Chanel store inside of Nordstrom's. It's a Chanel store right there, like a little boutique. So I said, oh, okay, I'm window shopping. All of a sudden, we start hearing like glass breaking. So I'm like, what is happening? Y'all, I got a video. I'm going to have to remind me. I'll play the video because I was so scared. So all of a sudden, it was a smash and grab happening in Nordstrom's in the security. So I duck. So me and the cashier, we're ducking behind the glass at Chanel, and she then handed me a pair of earrings. I was just looking at the earrings. I still have them in my hand, and we go behind the counter together. And we look to the left, and we see a man. He was scrubbed down with us. Guess who it was? The security guard. The security guard said, "Look, I don't have time. I'm coming back here with y'all." We were like, sir, lock the doors. Like, at least lock the doors. And the police had started they started surrounding the building. And I saw they caught a couple of them because it was a mob action when they went in. It was a mob action. And it was crazy. It was really crazy. So let's look at the front of Balenciaga.
How much damage was done to that window there, and really there's just nothing left on the shelves. The store Balenciaga is a favorite brand of several celebrities. They sell high-end clothes and accessories, most of which are north of $1,000. Some bags go for $5,000 to $10,000. Shortly after the smash and grab, a woman inside appeared to be taking inventory of what was left and photographing the damage. There are security cameras all over this store and block. In most cases like these, the suspects use a stolen car to crash into the store. Then a group of people run in and take whatever they can. Police say in this case, the group left in two waiting cars, leaving the car used to crash into the store behind. This just happened around 5:30 this morning, so we're still gathering information from police and witnesses. We do expect to get more information from police a little later on today. For now, we are live in the Gold Coast. I'm Eric Rung, WGN News.
Man, y'all, they didn't leave nothing to the imagination. They left nothing on the shelves. This is Chicago overnight. I wanted to leave you with something a little lighter with the Balenciaga story. I didn't want to just end on all the tragedy that's happening. It really is sad. It's almost like I remember my grandma always saying, "What is the world coming to?" Let me read these comments, and then I'm out. You guys can enjoy your day. Do I go back to Regina? Back up to Regina. I was waiting to see what's happened. The police union is stepping up because the officer can make a case that he did nothing wrong. He followed police policy and Illinois law that he says. Oh man. Regina, I wonder why they charged him if he was following the policy. Is it pressure? Regina says, I think the pressure, but also he said he was going to shoot her. That we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see how this is going to turn out, right? I couldn't watch the video more than once. I haven't done I've been watching other people do the analyzing, but I haven't done it. It's sad. I know this is off topic, but I've been following the demands that CPS have in their proposed budget. Oh my God, you would think this isn't an educational organization. Really? Didn't they just pass this crazy budget at CPS, like 9 point something? I was looking at that. Yeah, and Brandon Johnson agreed with most of it. Yep. No, you're good, Regina. Regina, we're sorry. Like, we're sorry we even have to report on this. Like, what is the world coming to? What is the world coming to? Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh, it could. It's gonna be, Miss Aja. If they're charging him with first degree murder, there will be an acquittal. Second degree is pushing it. Yep, had episode. Yep, it was 9.9 billion. Whoa, I better see some real changes in these schools. Big Mike said the educational sector, Gardner says at Big Mike, the educational sector, which was supposed to be a nonprofit sector, has turned into a for-profit institution. You're not lying about that. I used to just think that people just got into stuff because of the kindness of their hearts, and now to see that it's totally different, it's just wild for me to see that. Y'all, I appreciate you. I should be back in my normal habitat next week. So thanks for rocking with me while I'm on the road a little bit, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Hit the like button on the way out. All the ways to support your girl is in the description box below. You just being here is enough. And until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. we'll figure out what's happening with I'll try to bring you news about the rally today. Y'all take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy blue, commentary blue, commentary.